Hi everyone. So today I will discuss the types of instructional supervision. The objectives of this lesson is to be able to explore different types of instructional supervision, state the duties and responsibilities of the school heads as instructional supervisor, and apply the principles of instructional supervision. There are two topics that I need to be discussed in this lesson. So the first part is the meaning and definition of instructional supervision. And the second part is the types of instructional supervision, which is composed of 5 types like clinical, intensive guided, collaborative, peer, and self-directed supervision. What's the difference between the supervisor and the leader? So the supervisor is a form of management, and you look at how to manage performance in order to get the results that you want. A leader is a person of influence, being capable of transforming people that comes out from the experience and reputation. Ibig sabihin po, being a supervisor is totally different from being a leader. We need to understand how we go about doing supervision and leadership. So, pag sinabi nating supervisor, nag-o-observe sila at aalamin kung nasunod ba nila yung mga tasks na pinapagawa natin. While the leader is a person of influence, you have the power to make that change by just mere influence, and that's very hard to cultivate. Usually, leadership or the aura of being capable of transforming people comes out from the experience and reputation. If you already know about a lot of things, then you tend to increase that aura and the power that you have to implement the change. If we were given a chance to be in the position, so who are we or who are you? Describe who are you as an instructional supervisor or leader. For me, I believe in the principle of planting seeds. I love teaching my fellow teachers, especially the newly hired ones. I tried to be an inspiration to them. For my students, I always encourage them to go to school. The effect of this seeds is not immediate, same as the seeds, right? But if you continue to nurture and water them every day, it will grow. So it is very important that you have that strength to convince the teachers and the students. You must have a convincing power. So how about you? Reflect, who are you as an instructional leader? Power is actually the test of character of that person. There is a saying attributed to Abraham Lincoln, nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. So, it highlights the idea that a person's true character is revealed when they are given power and authority. It's a timeless observation on human behavior, illustrating how power can influence and expose one's true nature or true color when given power. Diba? May mga tao kasi na once they are in that higher position or in that position, they do everything for the sake of their power. So, minsan may mga power tripping, minsan ginagamit nila yung position nila para manlamang ng kapwa nila. With great power also comes with great responsibility from Spider-Man's uncle. So, use your power to help other people, katulad ni Spider-Man. It is very important that we understand that concept when we become the school leaders or school supervisors. So, para lubos nating maunawaan what is supervision, this is the guide that holds a successful school together. A process by which some persons or group of people is responsible for or of providing a link between individual teacher needs and organizational goals to work in harmony toward their vision. So, it means as a school leader, you are the guide. Ikaw yung guide ng mga teachers. As a leader, you wanted a particular individual to be aligned with the goal of your school or the DepEd. And also, quality education depends partly on how well teachers are trained and supervised, since they are the one or since they are one of the key inputs to education delivery. So bakit partly? Because there are lots of factors to consider. So maraming mga dapat nating i-consider that are outside of the school head's control. Basically, in instructional leadership, we want to create good instructional leaders. So, kung makikita nyo dito sa pictures, diba? Nagsisimula talaga siya sa leader. So, if we have a good instructional leaders, he will produce good teachers. And, we also want to create good students. So, kapag good ang ating teachers, magagaling sila, teachers will produce good or better or even best students. Ayan, it's a domino effect. So, in leadership, dapat meron tayong 3 T's. Meron tayong 3 T. Ano ba tong 3 T's na to? So, if we want to be a good leader, dapat meron tayong touching mind or katalinuhan. And then, the second T is the touching heart or malasakit. May malasakit ka. Kaakibat ng katalinuhan mo ay dapat may malasakit ka. Example, si Hitler. Matalino siya, pero wala siyang puso. So, ano nangyari sa kanyang leadership? It's a distraction and loss of life. Maraming nawala ng buhay, maraming namatay. Pati siya, kinitil niya yung sarili niyang buhay. Pero, no questions asked, matalino si Hitler. Wala nga lang siyang touching heart. Kapag etong 2 T, meron ka na, it is easy to transform yung iyong mga nasasakupan. Susunod sila sa iyong leadership kasi alam nila na ikaw ay may utak, matalino ka, at may pusong nagmamalasakit at hindi sila mapapahamak. Kaya po dapat itong 2 to balance. Kasi kung hindi siya balance, mas malaki yung touching mind, mas malaki yung utak mo, mas maliit po yung puso mo. Baka maging crazy ka. Charot lang, joke lang po yun. And then, kapag naman mas maliit yung isip mo, yung touching mind mo, and then napakalaki naman ng heart mo, baka naman po, ma-heart attack ka naman. Kaya, balikan natin yung touching mind. Being an instructional supervisor, dapat we have the ability to learn. Bakit? Because some of us stop learning. In fact, there are people occupying high positions that already stop learning. And sana, if we will become future school head, you are not one of them. Wag natin silang gayahin, 'di ba? Wag tayong sumama sa kanilang mga federation. Pero sa tingin ko, kapag naging future SDS kayo or PSDS or even principal, hindi tayo ganun kasi po ngayon pa lang nag-aaral na tayo for our professional growth. Kaya have a virtual club po sa inyo dyan. Ayan, sa mga nanonood. So, may isa pa akong nakilalang principal. Na-meet ko lang siya 2 weeks ago nung nag-endorse ako ng aking work immersion students. So, actually, principal 4 na siya. Pero sabi niya, kakatapos niya lang mag-aral ng law. So, pero hindi pa siya nagtitake ng bar kasi nga hindi pa siya prepared. Hindi pa siya ready. So, imagine, 50 plus na siya. 50 something years old. And, she's already in the higher position, principal 4. Malaki na ang sahod. May mga businesses na din siya. Pero, bakit siya nag-aral? For what, diba? So, for professional growth. So, sana tayo din, katulad ng principal na yon. And, take note po, isa din po siyang professor sa UCC. So, an instructional supervision, another meaning is, it is a professional, continuous, and cooperative process for the improvement of instruction. It is also a process used in educational settings to enhance the quality of teaching and learning. So, you want an instruction to improve, and it is continuous and cooperative. Meaning, you are the person who will mentor that particular person or your teacher to keep on evolving to become a better teacher. So now, the problem with our system, minsan kasi our principal will just say, oh, that person is good. Magaling na teacher yan. Mabait na teacher yan. But the basis of that being mabait or magaling is because he keeps on helping the principal in his work to the point that yung teacher hindi na nagpupunta sa klase niya. Ayan. So, did you see the problem there? It shouldn't be the basis of a good teacher kasi tinutulungan ka niya sa work mo as a principal. So, good teacher na siya dahil ganon, tinutulungan siya. Yes, good siya. Kind siya, yes. But there are work that should be exclusively done by the principal. And there are things that you cannot delegate with your teachers. But they should not miss their opportunity to do their real and primer job, yung trabaho nila, which is teaching. So, kaya nga tayo hinire ang ating pangunahing trabaho ay magturo. So, being a leader of school, we should teach our teachers how to teach. Ulitin ko po teach our teachers how to teach. And another meaning of instructional supervision, it is characterized by guidance, assistance, and sharing of ideas, facilitation or creation to help teachers improve learning situation and quality of learning in schools. So, this is the role of the school head. So, lead them. Akayin po natin ang ating mga professional colleagues to a better improvement because you have the knowledge and skills who work collaboratively in school environment para mahubog sila professionally. Pero, how do you do that if you are the leader? So, we can only do that by practice. So, practice makes perfect po. You cannot do instructional supervision if you lack in terms of knowledge and skills. Kaya nga po tayo nag-enroll, nag-aaral ng Masteral of Educational Management. Kasi we are aiming to be a leader. And also, you should know how to listen. So, you need to listen to your teachers. Hindi porket nasa higher position ka na, hindi mo na sila papakinggan. So, please listen to your teachers. Bakit natin kailangang makinig sa ating mga teachers? Kasi sila yung mga nasa laylayan. Sila yung araw-araw nakikisalamuha sa mga learners and parents. So, sila yung nakakatanggap ng mga feedback and problems firsthand. So, kung hindi natin papakinggan ang ating mga teachers, so how are we going to solve the problem that is existing, 'di ba? Kasi sila mismo ang naka-experience ng mga problems na yon inside their classrooms. Ayan. And then next is we need to have an idol. So magkaroon tayo ng model. So isipin natin yung mga magagaling na leader. So gayahin po natin sila. Fake it until you make it, sabi nga. And also seek guidance to your PSDS, SDS, or leaders who can guide you. Yung pareho nyong in the position na i-guide ka. Kasi even you are in the position, in the highest position, hindi lahat alam natin. So, kailangan din po nating magtanong, sabi nga ni Rightmed, di ba? Huwag mahihiyang magtanong kung may Rightmed ba ito. Ayan. So, huwag tayo mahihiyang magtanong, even we are in the higher position. Kasi may mas magagaling pa sa atin. Always think of that one. May mas magaling pa sa atin na pwede tayong i-guide as a better instructional supervisor. So, being an instructional leaders, they have a tasks to do. So, unang-una dyan is involves setting clear goals. Ayan. Next is managing curriculum, monitoring lesson plans, allocating resources, and evaluate teachers regularly to promote student learning and growth. Alam naman na po natin yan kasi madalas na nakikita natin yan sa ating mga school heads na ginagawa nila. I want to show you this pie graph. This is the role of school head. So, it is more on instructional supervisor. So, 70% ng time ng ating school head goes to instructional and leadership, instructional supervision and leadership. So, administrative tasks like the liquidation of MOOE, financial management, etc. should only be 30% of their time spent in this job. So, being a future leader, dapat po natin yung alamin, 70-30. So, in administrative part, maraming natutukso dyan. Kaya para hindi tayo matukso, if we will be the future leader, kapag walang ADAS sa ating school, We can appoint a school treasurer to do the job and train a teacher to do the liquidation. So, ang gawain natin as a school head, if we will be the future school head, ikaw na lang yung yung internal audit. So, that is kung walang ADAS. Pero kung may ADAS, it's not your problem anymore. So that you can focus more on instructional supervision. I also searched the Republic Act 9155 or the Governance of Basic Education Act of 2001. So the school head who may be assisted by an assistant school head shall be both an instructional leader and administrative manager. The school head shall form a team with the school teachers or learning facilitators for delivery of quality educational programs, projects, and services. A core of non-teaching staff shall handle the school's administrative, fiscal, and auxiliary services. So this is in Chapter 1, Section 7, under letter E. So yung sinasabi dito, the school head who may be assisted by assistant school head shall be both an instructional leader and administrative manager. So remember, every person under your supervision is different. So may pagkakatulad man sila pero not all the time or not always. You need to study and analyze every individual under your supervision. And you can only do this if you can talk to them or work with them in a way that will be most productive. Kaya yung mga administrative task, ipaubaya mo na yan sa MOOE. So, wag kang masyadong mag-pay attention to that one. So, please focus more on the 70%, di ba? Sabi nga kanina, focus on instructional para maging productive yung mga teachers natin. Ayan. So, the ultimate goal of instructional supervision is to foster a culture of continuous learning and professional growth among teachers, leading to better student outcomes. So, paano tayo magkakaroon ng better student outcome kung si teachers ay hindi nagtuturo? Ayan, kasi tinutulungan nga niya naman si principal sa gawain niya. So, siguro may mga times talaga na hindi may iwasan na humingi ng tulong, ng help sa ating mga teachers. So, being a school head po, no? Pero wag naman po sanang madalas to the point na affected na yung performance ng mga bata. So, we have key components of instructional supervision. Ayan. So, etong una, so ano kaya tong scrambled letters na yan? So, the first one is the observation. So, supervisors observe classroom instruction to understand teaching methods, student engagement, and overall classroom dynamics. So, through observation of classroom instruction, supervisor can understand the teaching method as a supervisor. So, you can take notes how the teacher explains the concept, uses of visual aids, and incorporate group activities. So, kapag may biglang pumasok sa inyo para mag-observe, in-observe kayo ng inyong principal or ng inyong master teacher or department heads, wag po tayong magagalit because that's part of their task as an instructional supervisor. Through observation, you can also assess the student engagement. Are the students actively participating in the class? So, nagpa-participate ba sila? Nagtataas ba sila ng kamay habang nag-explain ang kanilang mga teachers? So, as a school head or as a leader, malalaman natin yung student engagement kapag ino-observe natin ang ating mga teachers. Also, through observation, you can evaluate classroom dynamics by witnessing the interaction between the teacher and the students and among the students themselves. So, you can also observe how the teacher manages the class. So, kaya ba niyang patahimikin yung mga bata or sobrang ingay ng kanyang klase? So, addresses behavior issues and fosters supportive learning environment like praising. So, nagbibigay ba siya ng mga rewards, ng mga good words kapag ka may mga ginawang mabuti yung mga bata. So, makikita po ng mga instructional supervision yan or supervisor kung nag-o-observe po sila at hindi lang po sila nakaupo sa malamig nilang opisina. So, through this comprehensive observation, the supervisor gains a well-rounded understanding of how the lesson is delivered, how students are engaging, and the overall atmosphere in the classroom. This information is very crucial for providing constructive feedback to help the teacher improve, for ensuring that students have positive and productive learning experience. So, kaway-kaway po sa mga teachers dyan na na-observe na. So, before meron tayong COT, di ba? Pero because of the new system ng promotion, ayan, tingnan natin kung may mga COTs pa din tayo. So, next we have another scrambled letters. So, what is this? Letters, 2 words ito. So, ito po yung ating professional development. So, what is professional development? So, offering ongoing training and development opportunities for teachers to enhance their instructional skills and stay updated with the latest educational research and practices. This includes workshops, seminars, conferences, and in-service training. So, in our school, we have the LAC session or Slack session. So, you can also invite a well-experienced speakers or an expert. Pero kung kapag po kayo ay naging school leader or school head, wag naman po sana na ang LAC ay about the insurance or bank na hihikayatin yung ating mga teachers na umutang. So, pwede naman po ito, pero hindi lang sana utang ang topic. Sana turuan din natin si teacher ng money management para pag umutang sila, ilalaan po nila yun sa project na mapagkakakitaan nila at may balik sa kanila kasi every month makakaltasan sila ng pambayad sa niloan nila. Hindi yung puro luho lang, kaya minsan kadalasan maraming teacher ang nababaon sa utang tapos walang extra income kasi sa LAC session hindi na ituro yung money management kay teacher. So, if maraming loan si teacher, konti na lang yung kinikita niya or sinasahod niya sa isang cut-off, yun yung minsan nagiging cost ng tinatamad na si teacher, pumasok, naboboring na siya sa kanyang pagtuturo. So, as a school head, so if we will invite a speaker in our LAC session, make sure na magbibigay sila ng mga information or knowledge to develop our teachers professionally. Okay, next we have another set of 3 words. So, what is this? Scrambled letters. So, this is feedback and coaching. So, it's feedback and coaching, providing constructive feedback and coaching to teachers based on the observations. This helps teachers reflect on their practices and make necessary adjustments to enhance their instructional methods. As a school head, we should do or provide constructive feedback and coaching to our teachers. But make sure if we will do feedback and coaching, iisipin din natin yung mga salitang sasabihin natin kay teachers. Kasi syempre, even though they are teachers, may mga teachers na very sensitive, ayan. And then may mga teachers naman na dahil teachers sila, hindi nila agad-agad na tatanggap yung mga feedback and coaching, even though it is from their leaders. So being a leader, we should know how to provide constructive criticism or constructive feedbacking. Okay, and then we have another key components of instructional supervision. So this is scrambled letters, and the pictures, it says here, collaboration. Ayan. So, what is collaboration? It encouraging collaboration among teachers through professional learning communities, peer observations, and team teaching. Supervisors often act as mentors, providing guidance and support to new and experienced teachers alike. Ayan. So, collaboration among teachers is very important. It is essential for creating a dynamic and supportive and effective educational environment that benefits not only the educators but also our learners. This saying is attributed to African proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So it's a beautiful expression of the balance between individual effort and the power of teamwork. Ayan. So, we will be in part 2 of my discussion, which is the types of instructional supervision. So, we have 5. So, since medyo mahaba na ang aking discussion for today, so let me continue with another part of my video. So, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment for more information about educational management.